welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my very first podcast and I'm super excited. I have been binge watching podcasts for about a month now and I am addicted, so I thought I should go ahead and film my own. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Lori and I am the maker behind Lunar by Lori on Instagram and Etsy, as well as I have a blog on WordPress, also Lunar by Lori, and my YouTube channel. I'm from Indiana, but I recently relocated with my husband and my 2 dogs to Central Ohio. I started my fiber art journey about 7 years ago when I learned to crochet. And within the last 2 years, I have taken up knitting and I'm totally addicted. So I guess I'm going to hop right into the podcast because that's enough about me. So I'm first gonna start off with stash enhancements. So I'm going to show you the yarn that I've been purchasing lately. Now, a little bit of a funny story. I made a New Year's resolution to not buy any yarn until I've basically destashed because I have way too much yarn, like I'm sure many of us can relate to. I made it 5 months without buying any yarn, and within the last 2 weeks I've been going crazy with my yarn purchases. I'm going to first start with my only purchase from a big box store. I love Joann's and Michael's, but recently I have found that I work 2 blocks from a local yarn shop. So I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I've gotten from there, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But I'm going to start off with what I recently bought from Joann's. So Joann's has started carrying the Wool in the Gang, like a line of Wool in the Gang, and I saw this on clearance and I knew I had to pick it up because I have a sweater dress pattern that I've been dying to write up. But I didn't want to buy more of this yarn just because it's a little bit on the pricier side. So this was on clearance for half off and they had a bunch of this color left, which I actually really like. That's one thing about me, is I love colors and I'm not afraid of colors. If you can't tell, one of my statement pieces in my living room is this yellow chair and it's my favorite knitting spot. So that's why we're here today. But this is in the color Hot Punk Pink. And like I said, it's from Wool in the Gang, and it's this bright magenta color. I think I bought 7 of these. Like I said, they were half off, and they had 7 of this color. So I snatched them all up because I think that should be enough to make my sweater dress pattern. I hope so, at least. I've been dying to make it, so that should be coming later this fall. So keep an eye out for that. All right, so as I said, I have been addicted to this local yarn shop that I work 2 blocks from, and I have really fallen in love with hand-dyed yarns lately and smaller weight yarns. I used to only work in bulky or super bulky yarns, but recently I've found that I really enjoy working with smaller weight yarns like fingering and DK, so I've bought a bunch of that and I have a ton of projects lined up, so I'm really excited to show you what I've bought. So my local yarn store is called Yarn It and Haberdashery. If you're from Columbus, Ohio, I really recommend it. It's a cute little yarn shop and they have lots of great hand-dyed yarn as well as tools and just great people. So I'm going to dig right in. So the first yarn I'm going to show you, I actually just bought like an hour ago. I was on my way home from work and I had to stop in. I have a top that I want to make. I can't remember the name of it or the designer's name, which is really bad. It's something Rain top. It's a tank top and it has some beautiful lace detailing on it. So I needed to pick up a sport weight yarn because I don't have any sport weight yarn. It's not something I work with often. So I bought this Wonderland Yarns, and this is in the color Sea Glass. So it's a beautiful seafoam color, and it's 344 yards, and it's 100% superwash merino, which I have found is my favorite. Superwash merino is so soft, and I just love the texture of it, and I know it's gonna puff up really nicely when it's worked. You can see it's like thinner but it definitely gets puffier, if that makes any sense. I've recently discovered Wonderland yarns, and I'm gonna show you some more that I have. It's really nice. I like the colors that they have. Their dyeing style is pretty much something that I enjoy. I like colors, like I said, and they have a ton of colors. So I thought this sea glass would be nice for the top that I had in mind for it, because I really wanted a solid color opposed to like a speckle or a striping or anything. So that's why I got this one. Also, while I was there, I picked up this Tilting Planet Progress Keeper. So I'm going to show you because it's so stinking cute. I could not resist, and this is so nostalgic. Do you guys remember when you would put the 25 cents in and turn the thing and then you'd get like a little toy? This is so nostalgic, and that was part of the reason that I was like, I need that. It's just so much fun. But this is the Progress Keeper. It's like a little globe with some star glitter confetti stuff in it, and it's in this beautiful sherbet color, and I really like it. It's so cute, and it's gonna make knitting even more fun. I don't typically use Progress Keepers, but I thought since I was going to start this podcast that it'd be nice to start, so I can show you how far I've come if I'm showing you a work in progress or anything like that. So again, that is by Tilting Planet. They also have some really pretty dyed yarn, so I highly recommend you checking them out if you see them at your local yarn shop. And the next yarn that I'm going to show you, I got for the Tegna top. I know you guys have probably all heard about the top, but I really want to make it for myself, and I initially bought another yarn for it. I realized I was reading a bunch of patterns that day, and I got the yarn weights mixed up, so I bought the wrong weight for it. So I immediately went on Instagram and found somebody who dyes yarn, and they are called Coast to Coast, as you can see here. And I found this beautiful magnolia color, and I just thought it would be perfect. So it's a blend of like a palish purpley pink and cream, and it's so soft. It's 75% merino and 25% nylon, and it's a fingering weight yarn, and there's 450 yards of this. I did go ahead and cake it up because for me, I just really like to see my yarn in cakes, just so I know kind of how it looks, because skeins are kind of deceiving. It's kind of hard to tell how it's going to look when it's knitted up, so you can see that it's like more stripy, and I'm excited. I'm not usually a huge fan of like variegated yarns like this, but I think this will really look nice for that top. I hope. I think it'll look really cool with the lace. It's really a light color, which is what I wanted, and I love pink and purple. Those are my two favorite colors. I also caked this up because I just got a yarn swift and I was so excited to use it, so that's another reason why it's in a cake. And also, I was really tempted to start the Tegna top, but I have so many works in progresses that I'm going to show you here in a minute that I knew that I could not justify going ahead and starting that top. So this is gonna have to wait, but I'm really excited to use it. All right, so the next yarn I got is also by Wonderland Yarns, and these are two different colors. They're pretty similar. The color tones are really similar in them. I think she pretty much used the same dye for both of these, but they are two different colorways. This one is called Victorian China. There's lots of like aqua blues and navy blues and some like berry color speckles in it. And then this one is called A Year in Color, which is by her in her Birthstones collection, and it's got a lot of the same tones, except instead of the berry color, it's more of like a pinky color. Sorry, this is actually, it's A Year in Color, the Birthstones, and this is in the color Diamond. These are both a fingering weight yarn. I got this to make the Aubrey top or Audrey top, I can't remember, by Born and Raised Knits. It's so freaking cute. It's been on my list for a very long time, and I finally, since I've been obsessed with hand-dyed yarns lately, I knew I wanted to make it in a hand-dyed yarn, but where I used to live, there wasn't a lot of yarn shops, so I stuck it out, and I finally found some great yarn. I thought this would make a really good fade for it, because if you've seen that top, then you know that she uses like really bright hand-dyed yarn, but she fades it. So I thought these would be nice and subtle, because I'm going to be wearing it, so I want it to be subtle and not like in your face, so I can wear it to events or like a wedding or a barbecue or something like that in the summer. It's like a cropped turtleneck tank top. It's so cute. You should definitely check it out. It's either called the Aubrey or Audrey, and it's by Born and Raised Knits, but I'm so excited to make it. All right, and last but not least is this Ba yarn. This is the Sonoma, and this is in the colorway Less is More, and it is a fingering, or it's a DK weight yarn. Now this is the yarn I originally bought for my Tegna before I went back and looked at the pattern and noticed it was a fingering weight yarn. So this is going to be in my stash for a little bit before I figure out what to make with it. It's the only yarn that I have that I'm showing you today that I don't know what I'm doing with. I want to make it into some sort of sweater, so if you guys have like a favorite sweater pattern, let me know. I have 4 skeins of this. A skein, I don't know why I said skein, I always say skein, but a skein is 234 yards, and it's so cute. It's really similar to the Wonderland yarns like colors, but there is like a mustardy speckle in there, a navy blue speckle, a berry. There's lots of speckles, and I really liked that. I've always wanted to try a speckle yarn, and I never have. And this is so soft, and I just really like it. I also caked it up because, like I said, I was going to start the Tegna, and I actually did cast on, and that's when I realized that I had the wrong yarn weight. So I have it in a cake here. I really like that their tags come on an elastic because it holds that tail in place, so it's not gonna keep unraveling. I just stuck it around there so I would remember the color, and it holds it in place, so can't complain. So that was all my stash enhancements that I had for this podcast. I know I'll have more in the future. I'm going to try to not buy any more yarn until I at least finish up my works in progresses, because I did set that resolution for myself and I was doing so well, so I want to keep at it. But let's move along to finished objects. Sadly, I only have one to show you. I have a bunch of works in progresses that are almost finished, but I only have one actual finished object. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. So this is my potato sack dress by Knititude or Chantel. It's so cute. It's basically just a no-shaped dress with 3/4 length sleeves. So I did mine in this cream color and this forest green. I don't know if it's coming up forest green on camera or not, but it's a forest green color. I really like it. I like green on me because it brings out my green eyes, so that's why I chose this. And I made this with apple natural cotton that I got off of hobium.com. I don't think they sell it anymore, but this is one of my all-time favorite cottons. It makes a really nice fabric. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like soft and stretchy, and I just love the way that it feels. So I think I pretty much followed the pattern to a T. I know that Chantel has a lot looser tension than I do, so I had to make sure to keep my tension really loose on this, because I made this dress once before. I think I had everything up till here. I didn't do the sleeves yet, and then I realized that it was way too small for me. Like, it would have fit my little niece. So I ripped it all out and I made it again because I really wanted this dress. I really wasn't that upset about it, just because it was my own fault for not paying more attention to my gauge. But now it fits. I just kept a looser tension, and I went up a half a needle size because Chantel's tension, like I said, is a lot looser than mine. But it hits just right above my knees, and it's really loose and baggy, so you can eat all the food you want and still be comfortable. And it's so stretchy. Something you should keep in mind if you want to make a cotton dress, that cotton stretches when you wear it, so it's gonna really weigh down and be a little bit longer. So I made mine just a touch shorter than I knew I wanted, because it did actually stretch out a lot, especially if you wear it a lot, then it's gonna stretch more. So that is my only finished object this week, but I have a ton of works in progresses that I'm going to show you that will hopefully by the end of this weekend be finished objects, and I can show you in the next podcast. All right, so my first work in progress, which I don't know why it's still work in progress, I need to just finish it, but it is my Mexican blanket by Two of Wands. Sorry, I don't really know how to say it, but it's a really cool pattern, and it uses mosaic knitting, which is a really cool way to do color changes without like carrying all of your yarn through. So basically you just work one color per row, and then the next time you'll work the other one, and then you slip certain stitches to create a cool pattern. So this was inspired by a Mexican blanket, obviously. And I am doing it with a mustard, a cream, oatmeal color, and a teal. This is Lion Brand's Thick and Quick yarn, which is one of my all-time favorites. I use it for all of my chunky projects. It's just so easy, soft, affordable, and easy to get. So I'm super excited about that. I only have about 10 more rows and then the 2 side borders. So you pick up the side borders after you knit the blanket, and then you should block it because this rolls up quite a bit because it's stockinette stitch. So I'm going to definitely have to block this, and it's going to look so much better when I do. But it matches my rug and like my living room so perfectly with the colors, so I really need to finish it. This is one of the projects I'm going to try to finish this weekend because it just needs to be done. I've been working on it for far too long. I finished most of this that I have done within like 3 days of just working on it off and on. But then I just kind of was like, I'm just gonna set it aside and come back to it, and then obviously I never did. I'm using my like needles. I think it's like a 10 millimeter, and my gauge was pretty straight on. I haven't changed a single thing on this pattern other than the colors that she suggests. But I'm really loving this project. It's so much fun. It's a great way to learn mosaic knitting. And if you like the Mexican blankets like I do, why not make your own? Moving right along to my next work in progress. I love test knitting patterns or test crocheting patterns. It's one of my favorite things to do. So whenever I saw Chantel or Knititude's BB Cutie scalloped dress, I knew I really wanted to test it, and luckily she chose me. So this one's almost done. I just have one more strap to do, seaming and blocking. So this is what the dress looks like. It's just another cotton dress. This is also done in my apple natural cotton that I got from Hobium. So this is what the packaging looks like. This is also what I did my potato sack dress in. So it's this beautiful light gray color. I really like gray. Gray is one of my favorite colors. It's just so easy. It's a neutral for me. So I chose gray because I had a lot of this. So I'm using this. And the cool thing about this dress is it's just a basic shift dress, so it's very loose fitting, but it has this awesome scallop detailing down here at the bottom. It's not blocked yet, so it might be hard to see, but it's a knitted scallop, which I thought was so cool, and I really wanted to learn how to do it because who doesn't love a scallop? So I hope you can see the way it looks. I know it's curling a little bit, like I said, it still needs to be blocked. But it was so easy to do. Chantel had a really great tutorial in there, as well as some great pictures to walk you through it. And it's really cool. I'm so excited that I learned it. And it also was the first time that I made an I-cord. So it has an I-cord strap, and I really like the I-cord method. It's really fast and easy, and it's a lot sturdier. Especially with a cotton dress, it's gonna stretch a lot because all the weight is on the straps, but with this I-cord, I really don't feel like it's gonna get too loose or anything. So I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I still have one strap left and then to seam. I went ahead and stitch marked my strap to the back so I knew where I wanted to attach it. But these are my stitch markers that I sell in my Etsy shop. They're crystal or wrapped crystal stitch markers. I really like these, so I just thought I'd show you while I was on here. But also this dress is going to have like a scoop back, which I'm really excited about because I think it's so perfect for summer to have like a scooped back like that. It's just so cute. So I'm really excited about this dress. Hopefully I will have it done by today and have it blocking because I really want to wear it. It's starting to finally get warm here, and I think this will be just perfect. All right, so I'm also test knitting a pattern for somebody on Instagram named Knitna X Alley, and she has this sweater called the Antigua sweater, and it just looks like this. I don't know if you'll be able to see the texture of it really well, but it has this really cool like tribal texture done with pearls. So the pearl stitches make the pattern. And it's really soft. I've never used Karen's Simply Soft before, but I decided to use it on this project just because I was at Walmart and they had it and it was really comparable to what she was using. And I'm actually really impressed by it. It's really, really soft, like the name says, and it works up really nicely. It has a nice stretch to it. I'm pleased. I think the stiff definition is all right. It's not as nice as I would like it to be, but that might be because I used a tweed yarn instead of like a solid yarn. And I think if I used like a colored, like a lighter colored yarn, it might have showed up even better. But I really like the neck hem because it's actually folded over and it's a sturdy, beautiful hem that I'm excited to wear. It fits me so well. I've tried it on. I'm on the first sleeve. I'm almost done with the first sleeve. I think I just have the cuff left, and then I have to make the second sleeve, and then I need to block it. I did a light blocking on it because I wanted to see how the stitches would stretch out a little bit, and they stretch out kind of nicely, but I definitely need to block it again. This pattern has been super fast and easy to work on. I've been working on it for like a week now, a week and a half maybe. I don't really know when I started on it, but I pretty much finished the whole body really quickly, and then I've been putting it off because I hate doing sleeves just because you're like almost done with the sweater and then you have to still do these sleeves, and that's the thing that always turns me off. But I have finished testing the pattern. I just have to get her the measurements of mine because I haven't blocked it yet, and I haven't finished the cuff, but I finished every other part of the pattern, so it's pretty much done. And when she releases it, I highly recommend it. It's such an easy, fun, cute pattern, and I really like it. I know I'll be wearing this a lot. All right, and another pattern that I'm working on. This one has been a work in progress for quite some time now. It's kind of just one of the products I'm going back to whenever I just need like a refresher, a mindless crochet piece. Like this one is a crocheted piece. Everything else I'm showing you is knitted because I've been really obsessed with knitting lately. Crocheting really hurts my hand, so I don't do it as much as I used to, but this is going to be a scarf, like a triangle scarf shawl thing, and it is got some bobbles and then some half double crochets to give it a rib texture in between. I don't know if you'll be able to see the definition of it on the camera, but it's a really cool texture. I'm kind of just doing it as I go. I don't have a pattern or anything. Like I said, I just really wanted to use up this yarn, which is the Lion Brand Mandala yarn. I was so excited to have found this whenever it came out because they didn't initially come out with it where I was living. It was like something that got released later, and I just wanted to get some of it for my collection, but I didn't know what I was gonna make with it. And I'm not typically into self-striping yarns like at all, but I just loved the colorway of this. This is called Pegasus, and it's just my favorite colors all in one. So I picked it up. I like the way the scarf looks. I hate this about color changes, how you get the like just random changes. I should have cut the yarn, but I didn't think about it, and this isn't like a serious project. I'm not writing the pattern for it or anything. Plus, I'm going to put a ton of fringe on it, so I think that will really distract from the self-striping part. I'm at the decreases now, so here's my center triangle. I'm finally starting to decrease. It's been a long process, but I'm excited about it, and I know I'm going to finish it. It's been a work in progress for a while, but it's definitely something that I know I want to finish. I know I'm going to finish. It's just going back and forth between all of the projects, and this one's kind of been put on the back burner a little bit. All right, and one of my final works in progress is I have one other one after this, but this one has been a work in progress for a very long time. I was fortunate enough to be asked by Craftsy to participate in one of their Knitalong classes. So the Knitalong that they asked me to participate in was their tea leaf sweater pattern, and I didn't make it very far yet. I'm sorry if you see all the fuzz. This kind of has it went through a move, and so there's some fuzz on it. But this is the tea leaf sweater It's got some really cool lace. This was my first time ever doing lace, and it was a process, let me tell you. It wasn't easy. It was stressful. You could not talk to me while I was doing it, but it's done. Well, this part of the lace is done. There's still a lot more lace to be done, but it turned out really, really well. I am so proud of myself, and this is the next project that I plan on finishing after those like test knits, because I want it done. I want to be able to wear it, and it's so soft. It's the nicest thing I've ever made. Like I said, it's called the Tea Leaf Sweater. You can still get the Craftsy class. I think this uses the Cloudborne yarn. I believe that's what it's called. And I got like the purpley berry color. Sorry, it's bugging. I need to like lint roll it. It's like bugging me how much fuzz there is on it. But it's so pretty. It's really soft. I can't wait to block it so the lace will bloom even more. But I really want to work on this again. Like now that I have it pulled out and I'm holding it, it's definitely something that I look forward to working on again. I'm almost done with the body of it, so I'm going to start the short rows soon, which is something else I've never done. There's a lot of first time techniques in this project that I want to finish so I can learn it and incorporate them into my own pattern someday. So that's something I'm really looking forward to finishing and knitting on again, because it's really gorgeous, you guys. I really recommend this class. I've learned so much from it already, and I'm not even halfway done with the pattern. So if you're looking for something to challenge yourself with, I really recommend getting a Craftsy class. They have so many great videos, and you can go back and look at them as many times as you want. And I can still go back and look at mine, even though this was from last fall. So I'm excited to finish this one. I'm excited to lint roll it because it's got so much fuzz on it. But that's my second to last work in progress. All right, and my final work in progress is actually one of my own patterns. Again, I was so fortunate to have Lion Brand Yarn reach out to me and supply the yarn for this pattern. I never in a million years thought anything like that would happen to me. I mean, I'm not like a huge pattern designer. I really like making my own patterns, but it's not something I say that I do necessarily. I have quite a few patterns, but they're more basic. So when they reached out to me, I knew it was my opportunity to do something a lot more creative and challenging for myself. So this project, it's gonna be kind of hard to show you. It's going to be an overall dress. So this is the skirt part of it, and I've split for the front of it. I'm just about done with the front part of it. But I did a double brim hem just so it was nice. It definitely needs to be blocked. So it'll lay nice and flat and it'll look really nice, but it has like a really nice shape to it, and I'm really excited about it. I'm using the Lion Brand Feels Like Butter yarn, which I believe is 100% polyester. This is my last ball of it, so I can't really show you because I lost the label, but it's in this nice blue color. Honestly, I really wish I would have went with the pink, but I couldn't decide between the blue or the pink, and my husband made the decision for me, and he chose the blue, which I'm fine with. Like, it's still nice. I think it's kind of too like denim dungaree style, but I think it's gonna still work out really nicely. Unfortunately, I made this too small for myself, so I'm not gonna be able to model it, but I have a friend in Michigan who I'm going to send it to, and she's going to get some pictures wearing it, and I think it's gonna work out even better because I just love her style, and I think she is the perfect model for this particular item. So I have split for the top, and I'm almost done with the front part of it. So the flap, I'm going to add a pocket hopefully, and then I have to do the back with the straps that will attach, just like an overall. Hopefully it works out. Like I said, this is my first like intricate pattern. But this yarn, I really like it. It's really soft. There's something about it though that I don't necessarily love, and I can't pinpoint it. It did get a little bit fuzzy, like it got a little bit sheddy at some points, but honestly, I don't really see any shedding on it right now or anything, so I think it's fine. But it is incredibly soft, and I think it's a great yarn for anybody wanting something breathable for the summer or something really soft for like a baby. I think it's a really, really great yarn, and I don't think you can get it in stores yet. I think you have to order it off the Lion Brand website right now, but hopefully they'll be bringing it to stores soon so everybody can try it, because I know I don't really like ordering yarn online. I like to be able to feel it and see the colors of it, because we all know that pictures can blow out the color of a yarn. So I believe that is all of the stuff that I had to show you, so that I know that is an incredible amount of works in progresses and not very many finished objects, but hopefully that will be changing this weekend. I know I can finish at least 2 or 3 of them if I really apply myself, so I'm hoping to actually be able to do that. I know this podcast was probably a little shorter than most podcasts. If I sat here and rambled, I'd probably repeat myself 100 times over, because that's the kind of talker that I am. But I really thought this would be fun because I don't have anybody in my life that I can really talk to about knitting. I mean, I talk to my husband, but he doesn't really understand it. He kind of just sits there and nods and agrees with me and helps me with some math here and there, but he doesn't enjoy talking about yarn and stitch definition and new stitches that I find. So I thought this would be a lot of fun to talk to you guys. I used to do Instagram lives a lot, and I got a ton of messages of people saying that they missed my Instagram lives. So I thought this could kind of make up for that. Plus you can watch it all the time posted within the first 24 hours. Really looking forward to filming my second podcast. I don't know how often I'll do them. I'm hoping to do them at least once a month. I don't think I could do every week or every 2 weeks. I think that's just too much for my schedule. I do work a full-time job 6 days a week, so it's kind of hard for me to find the time to sit down when nobody's here and film. So that's why I haven't had very many YouTube videos up lately or blog posts, but I'm hoping to change that. I'm hoping to put up a blog post that goes with this podcast with my show notes. So click the link in my bio to my blog if you want to see everything I talked about here. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed this podcast and listening to me talk for a little bit. If you want to see more of them, please let me know, because I don't know if this was enjoyable to watch at all. I had fun filming it, and I had fun talking to you guys and showing you all my goodies and all my works in progresses and things that I'll be finishing up here soon. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below with any questions or comments, or if you just want to chat about yarn, I'd love to. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram at Lunar Knits by Lori to keep up with everything I'm working on and to see these finished items before I do my next podcast. And you guys have a great day, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!